Local news that matters. This is Ksee 24 News at 11.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Jennifer Ortega. Ksee 24 is your local weather authority. This winter, storms had a big impact, causing major flooding and water damage throughout the valley. But the weather also impacted bees, who are essential for nut and fruit production in the valley. Rhett Rodriguez joins us in the studio with more.
Jen, with the warm weather, bees are finally getting the chance to pollinate nut and fruit crops, something farmers have been waiting for weeks. Beekeepers say those weeks missed pollination could have major impacts. Bees throughout the Central Valley are finally buzzing with clear skies and warmer temperatures. The activity comes after weeks of a standstill. Cold temperatures and rain force bees to miss critical weeks of pollinating fruit and nut crops.
Bees require that it be at least 50 or 55 degrees in order to fly. And also the rain is also, if it's rainy and cool, then the bees are just going to stay inside. It was disappointing because that's a lot of good nutrition for those bees to bring in, and they weren't able to access it. So I know a lot of beekeepers had to feed their bees extra.
With the lack of nutrition, Hess says he had to do what he could to keep his hives alive.
That just wasn't available. So a lot of beekeepers had to substitute with sugar syrup or artificial pollen.
He says supplements don't give the bees the same amount of nutrition as nectar and pollen, and has an impact on their yearly routine.
When there's a lot of food for bees, they tend to swarm a lot, which is how they reproduce. And their swarming is about a month late. Normally they get started right around March 1st, and they really didn't start swarming until the end of March.
If those numbers don't increase, consumers could feel the impacts.
It may have overall effect on the number of hives that are available for honey production.
Take weeks before farmers can see exactly just how much bees were able to pollinate fruit and nut trees around the valley. Live in the studio, Rhett Rodriguez, Ksee 24, local news that matters.
Some good information. Thank you, Rhett. Sooner than you might think, the snowpack in the mountains will become ice melt, and how quickly that happens will have an enormous impact on communities downstream. The numbers and measurements are still rolling in, but the early indications look very good. According to the California Department of Water Resources, the snowpack statewide is 239% of normal. That's more than 3 times what we typically get in an average year. But officials say it's still important to understand this wet winter in the context of a prolonged drought.
Realistically, we're still in the 23 driest years in 1,200 years. So this is terrific. We want winters like this, and it's reason to celebrate.
While we are out of the extreme drought, Schwartz says the ideal scenario would be a mild spring with the snow slowly melting, extending the benefits of this extraordinary winter well into the summer months. A business complex with 3 stores all open and operating at the same time caught on fire. After multiple 911 calls, fire officials arrived in 3 minutes to attack the flames. They say heavy black smoke was coming from the back of the building. However, crews say they were presented with a real challenge because of the way the building was constructed. Still, fire crews were able to put the fire out safely.
These type of structures present a unique problem for firefighters, and once it gets up in that attic in one area, it'll run circles around the building, and it won't present as anything obvious, but then you have to end up having fire in all corners of the buildings.
No injuries were reported in this fire. Fire officials also utilized a drone to guide crews to where the flames were most present, and the cause of the fire is still under investigation. Emergency crews also rushed to a neighborhood for a house fire in Dinuba. Take a look at these pictures. It happened on the 300 block of K Street. When crews got there, smoke was spewing out of the roof. Dinuba City Fire called in Tulare and Reedley Fire to help put out those flames. Officials say no one was injured in the blaze. The cause is still under investigation. Dozens of people came out to celebrate Cesar Chavez Day in Madera. The Madera Coalition for Community Justice sponsored the 25th annual event to serve the farm workers who they say put food on our tables every day. The event was held at the Palm Am Community Center. The nonprofit served lunch for the workers and their families that stopped by. There were also free haircuts and live entertainment. Organizers say it's important to give back.
I think farm work is something that often goes underlooked, you know. Also, they can be underrepresented, underserved, so we want to offer that through these services, and also just let the public know that, you know, these people do feed us every day.
They say the event has gotten bigger and bigger every year as more schools and local agencies have gotten involved to pay it forward. And today was the final day for California's Taekwondo State Tournament, hosted at the Fresno Convention Center for the 8th year in a row.
We have athletes fighting here, not only from California, but other states across the country, because this is where the best competition is. So fighting these athletes gets you best prepared to go to nationals.
After national competitions, a national team will be assembled and they'll go to fight in the tournaments all over the world, from Korea to Mexico. 1,200 fighters took part in this weekend's tournament. Today, where the black belt competitors will fight nonstop in a single round elimination style until there is only one fighter left standing and undefeated. That winner has a guaranteed spot on the state team, which will then go on to fight in Florida for the national competition. Organizers of the state tournament host the event in Fresno because it is in the middle of the state, but competitors aren't just from the Golden State either. And today was the 5th annual Garden and Patio event, and all the money raised goes a long way to help Valley schools. People were able to stop by the Assistance League Thrift Boutique on Blackstone Avenue and find everything garden. Organizers say this event helps once a year, and it happens once a year. They say all the items they receive for patios and gardens just to sell on this one special day. Now, buyers were able to find things like yard art, birdhouses, live plants, pots, outdoor furniture, and much more.
All of the money that we earn stays right here in the area. It's very important for local people to want to help other local people, because that's our focus. So when they buy here at our store and support whether it's just everyday shopping or they're here for our special garden event, they're helping kids and people right here in need in the Fresno area.
The money raised goes right to Operation School Bell for students in need at Fresno Unified, Central Unified, and Clovis Unified districts, and it can help them with anything from clothing, nutrition, to even books. Check out the highs for today in Fresno: 57, Madera 53, Merced 54. Here's your 4-day allergy forecast brought to you by Boz Allergy. Look like top pollens are ragweed and grass. We're in the medium to high levels for the next couple of days. Your complete forecast coming up after this.
If you're a fan of the show, then you know we've met some amazing people this year. George Lopez, the man himself, Howie Mandel, Kenan Thompson himself, along with Kimberly Lewis. Come on, you're pulling right there. Oh my God! Huge dog lover. Keep going. Pump it up. To all of our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for following along on social media. Cheers to another year here of Central Valley Today.
Your boss thinks you're his best employee. You earn a double burger with tons of melted cheese. Also, you're self-employed. A supersonic double stack cheeseburger.
Sonic. Life is unpredictable, and if we're honest, it can be a little overwhelming. One thing you can count on is Family Healthcare Network will always be here for your whole family. Our family health care services range from routine checkups for infants and children to preventative care for adults to specialized care for seniors. We are dedicated to ensuring that each family member receives the care they need to stay healthy and happy. Family Health Care Network, always here.
What makes best reviews the best reviews?
Ooh, pretty colors.
They have an unbiased team that researches products in real-world situations.
Oh, no, Count Bristol. We settle this dispute through dance.
To give honest, reliable recommendations on just about any product you can imagine. So you can be confident that whatever you're buying is right for you.
Faster, Count Bristol, faster!
Whatever you're into. For the best reviews, Go to bestreviews.com. Seriously, before you buy anything, ever.
Make a move in the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and Accord, with available hybrid powertrains designed for more responsive performance and more advanced tech. When you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2022 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. Get moving and find the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Sonic has treats under $2 and under $3. Because cravings come in different sizes, just like pants. Except you don't eat pants. Sonic under $2 and $3 craves.
Sonic.
Welcome back. I want to start out with our weather headlines. We do have a warming trend this week. It will be windy tomorrow. We could see some temperatures in the 80s. It's going to feel pretty nice, and a good amount of sunshine, a bit different than what we've been seeing the last couple of weeks, so it's very much welcomed. Now, temperatures right now: Fresno 57, Madera 53, Merced 54. We're in the mid to high 50s across the valley. It's feeling pretty warm out there. It's warming up little by little. For the next 48 hours, we're going to have some cloud coverage, a little snow in the mountains, but for the most part, it's going to be pretty clear, pretty nice day. Now, our Valley camera, sponsored by Eagle Mountain Casino. This is right here out of our studios. A beautiful evening outside right now. We've seen a lot of clear skies throughout most of the evening. Now, our average temperature for this time of year is 70 degrees, and we're just a couple degrees under that. 68 degrees was our high today. Our sunset was at 7:23 p.m. Now, taking a look at our air quality, pretty nice across the valley. All that rain and snow we've been seeing the last couple of weeks, that actually helped with our air quality, so it's feeling pretty nice all across the board. For your overnight temperature, your lows: Tulare 47, Hanford 47, Selma 41, Fresno 41, Madera 47, Chowchilla 39. So we're not dipping that low into the 30s anymore. We're actually warming up. Like I said, across the valley, Merced will see 46 degrees. For your afternoon highs, here's where we start warming up: Madera 67, Fresno 57, Selma 57, Hanford 69, and it's just going to continue to get warmer as the week continues. So we're going to see some 70s soon for the next couple of days. Now, taking a look at our temperatures, this is for overnight. It's going to be partly cloudy, light winds 15 miles per hour, but tomorrow those winds will start picking up. 41 degrees will be your low overnight, and like I mentioned, it's going to be mostly windy on Monday. Those winds are going to pick up to 25 miles per hour, so you want to be careful out there if you're, driving long distance or anything like that. Take a look at our extended forecast. Like I said, mostly windy for tomorrow. Clouds will pop up. It's going to get a lot warmer by Wednesday. We're already hitting 64 degrees by Thursday, 70. And take a look at the end of the week. We even might see 82 by next weekend. Our lows are sticking to the 40s and 50s by the end of the week. Coming up next in sports, Fresno State baseball closed out its weekend series today. Angelique Martinez joins us with more.
Yeah, Jen, the Bulldogs were going for the series sweep over nationally ranked UCSB. Coming up, we've got highlights as the Diamond Dogs face the Gauchos, plus hear from interim head coach Ryan Overland. More on that coming up next in Sports Central.
The California storms have come and gone, and we kept you safe and informed. Ksee 24, your local authority on everything weather. The most accurate weather coverage for whatever comes next. Trust Ksee 24, your local weather authority. Ksee 24 News is brought to you in part by Central Valley Honda dealers. Real-time views where you live. The Valley Cam Network gives you the latest conditions live. See them on Ksee 24 News or online at yourcentralvalley.com. Powered by Eagle Mountain Casino.
Allergies don't have to be scary. Defeat allergy headaches fast with new Flonase Headache and Allergy Relief.
2 pills relieve allergy headache pain.
And the congestion that causes it.
Flonase Headache and Allergy Relief. All good.
The majority of my patients with sensitivity, I see irritated gums and weak enamel. Sensodyne sensitivity gum and enamel. Relief sensitivity helps restore gum health and rehardens enamel. I'm a big advocate of recommending things that I know work.
1,000 positions hiring. Endless opportunity. Benefit from world-class training. A 6-figure starting salary. and make a positive difference in your community. Apply now, scan the code, or visit jointhechp1000.com.
California is leading the way with goals to reduce emissions by 85%. And as a California company, Chevron is proud to be developing technologies that can help our state meet these goals. From investments in hydrogen fuel that can power cars that only emit water and air, to innovations in carbon capture that can help lower the carbon intensity of the industries we rely on. California is moving toward a lower carbon future, and Chevron is helping provide the technologies to get us there.
Hello? I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl to do.
Why do we shoot baskets with paper balls? For the same reason we play scratchers from the California Lottery, because a little play can make your day.
Ksee 24 asked you to nominate remarkable women in our community. We recognize the incredible accomplishments and extraordinary efforts of our 4 finalists.
I think everyone has the opportunity to be remarkable.
We congratulate our 2023 recipient, Adrienne Hellman, as she attends the national celebration in Los Angeles.
I'm absolutely elated that I won. It makes me actually more passionate about my work and makes me want to do more.
Thank you, Main Street Hanford and BD&J Injury Lawyers, and all of our remarkable women. Now, Sports Central, presented by Toyota.
Fresno State baseball closed out a 3-game set with nationally ranked UC Santa Barbara. The Bulldogs piled on runs in the first 2 games and tried for the sweep on Sunday. To Bob Bennett Stadium, in the 9th inning, the Gauchos have a 9-5 lead over the Bulldogs. The Dogs scored 3 runs in the 5th. Tommy Hopfe on the mound to close things out for the Dogs. UCSB catcher Aaron Parker drills one out deep to center over the wall for the solo homer. The Gauchos now have a 10-5 lead over Fresno State. Few batters later, 2 on for the Gauchos. Brock Mortensen up to bat. He gets under it, flies it out to right field. A 3-run shot puts UCSB on top, 13-5. That's going to be your final. Bulldogs can't complete the series sweep, but take 2 games to 1. Here's interim head coach Ryan Overland after the loss.
We got 2. We wanted to get the 3rd one today, and we expected them to come out with a sour taste how the first 2 did, and that's what hopefully they learned from that too. That's how you answer back and finish the series no matter what. If you won or lost the first couple of games, they came and got today, knowing how important today was. So I think there's definitely a lot for this team to learn from this weekend.
Meanwhile, former Fresno State Diamond Dog Aaron Judge had another big day at the plate. Judge hit a solo shot in the bottom of the 3rd inning for his 2nd home run of the season. The Yankees handed the Giants a 6-0 shutout to win the series. It's the first time the Yankees have thrown 2 shutouts within the first 3 games of a season. Fresno State softball completed a series sweep over New Mexico. The Bulldogs beat the Lobos 4-1 on Sunday. Taylor Gilmore tossed a complete game. The Bulldogs are now in 2nd place in the Mountain West standings with a 4-2 conference record. The Dogs are also on a 4-game win streak. Meanwhile, former Bulldog Orlando Robinson is playing in the NBA G League playoffs. Robinson is back with the Skyforce after spending a lot of time in the NBA with the Miami Heat. The Skyforce are 8-0 when they've got Orlando in the starting 5. Robinson went into the half leading all scorers with 18 points. He finished with 28. He also collected 16 rebounds and had 6 assists. The ex-Bulldog shot 9 of 15 from the floor and hit a couple of threes. The Vipers beat the Skyforce 110-105. Meanwhile, in the NBA, former San Joaquin Memorial standout Jalen Green scored 24 points against the Lakers on Sunday. The Merced native shot 7 of 21 from the floor, and he hit 2 from downtown. Despite his effort, the Lakers were too much for the Rockets. Anthony Davis dropped 40, and the Lakers beat Houston 134-109. With the loss, the Rockets are now 19-60 overall. And that's going to do it for sports. Ksee 24 News continues after this.
Ksee 24 News is always available at the new YourCentralValley.com.
Elizabeth Vargas Reports, my new show, will not be an opinion show. It is a straight news show. The ground we've staked, you can see very clearly every night on News Nation. Sometimes we'll have different points of view. It's important to hear both. I think when people tune in, they want to hear who said what. They want to hear what it means to me. We'll leave opinion making up to our viewers who are smart enough to do that on their own.
Elizabeth Vargas Reports premieres tomorrow, 6/5 Central, only on News Nation.
3, 2, 1. Coming to Fresno, I see the beauty of the Central Valley. On KC Sunrise, I see the opportunity to tell local stories that matter. About people who make a difference every day and events that impact our community. I see what matters, and I invite you to start your day with KC Sunrise.
There are terrific stories highlighting education across the valley.
Stories of remarkable students and teachers, innovative programs and curriculum.
Dedicated to improving our communities.
The Fresno County Superintendent of Schools and Ksee 24 are committed to sharing these achievements
through stories that focus on educational excellence in our community.
Education Matters, Mondays at 6:30 on Ksee 24, local news that matters.
Made possible by EECU, Fresno State, and Chevron.
With former President Donald Trump set to arrive in Manhattan Monday night, there are massive security plans. There are tens of thousands of officers on hand, road closures, and Secret Service agents involved. The former president's every move carefully planned. George Solis gives us a blow-by-blow of what's expected.
Tonight, security in New York City is ramping up. Less than 24 hours from now, Mr. Trump is expected to depart Mar-a-Lago, arriving at LaGuardia Airport before his historic and unprecedented court appearance in Lower Manhattan on Tuesday. Mr. Trump will spend the night at his Trump Tower apartment, already protected by Secret Service and an enhanced NYPD detail.
Along busy Fifth Avenue, barricades have been set up as far as the eye can see. There's also growing press here from around the globe. They are mixed in with tourists that are flocking to the region. The police presence here also only expected to grow in the coming hours.
A carefully coordinated security effort by the NYPD, court officers, U.S. Marshals, and the Secret Service.
The commute from Trump Tower down to the courthouse in Lower Manhattan, it's about a 4-mile drive. Secret Service motorcade expected to lead the way.
Visible will be nearly 35,000 NYPD officers ordered to be in uniform and ready for deployment starting at 7 a.m. Tuesday.
You see the preparations being laid out here for blocks around in terms of barriers, barrier trucks, and increased enforcement that's only going to ratchet up in the days to come.
Come Tuesday afternoon, the courthouse here in Lower Manhattan expected to be the epicenter of this historic indictment. Now, the road's open now, but expect this area to be shut down and under heavy security.
Once through the doors at 1 Hogan Place, the former president expected to head to the 15th floor, where he will face the judge just as any other defendant would. He's expected to be fingerprinted, but will not be handcuffed. And at this point, it remains uncertain whether or not he will be getting a mugshot. After his hearing, Mr. Trump is expected to fly out of New York and return to Mar-a-Lago, capping off a moment as much momentous as it is pure spectacle.
This is something, obviously, that the whole world is going to be watching.
Thursdays at 6 on Ksee 24. Join me as I take you on a tour of the people and places that made history right here in our backyard. This week, the story of a French family that put their mark on the map.
Brought to you by the Fresno County Historical Society.
How does Mint Mobile afford to give you premium wireless for just $15 a month? It's because we sublet our ads.
This is now a Jack in the Box commercial, and this is the new Mint Mobile Shake. That's right, we even sublet their name.
Really, everything's for sale.
Help preserve the Great Plains at Castle Air Museum for future generations and enjoy a great day of golf at the Castle Air Museum Charity Golf Tournament. This year's event will be held at Madera Golf and Country Club in Madera, Saturday, April 22nd, with on-site registration starting at 10 a.m. Entry fees will help the continued upkeep and expansion of the Castle Air Museum's fleet of over 75 vintage military aircraft. Check out our website for pre-registration forms and more information. And don't forget to make a visit to Castle Air Museum and come be amazed.
Real-time views where you live. The Valley Cam Network gives you the latest conditions live. See them on Ksee 24 News or online at yourcentralvalley.com. Powered by Eagle Mountain Casino.
If you feel sick, test to know if it's COVID. Treat it. Medication is key to slow the virus in your body. Beat it. Recover smoother. You may test negative sooner. California, you know you need it. Test it, treat it, you can beat it.
Yeah. Visit youcanbeatit.org or call 833-422-4255 to ask for medication to treat COVID-19.
My Mint Mobile Shake. Oreo cookie pieces, cool mint, creamy whipped cream, and a sweet cherry on top. What's not to like? I guess that it's only here for a limited time.
Next week on Ksee 24 Sunrise, it's Easter week. From egg hunts to church services, we'll share events happening valley-wide. All that and more next week on Ksee 24 Sunrise.
The Clovis Big Hat Days in Old Town Clovis wrapped up today. The two-day weekend festival brings out nearly 400 vendors to Old Town Clovis for the festivities, selling things like jewelry, clothing, and of course, some of your favorite foods. Organizers say people look forward to this event every year.
I mean, it really is great to see the community all come out. There's something for everyone. We have kids rides, we have, petting zoos, pony rides, lots of stuff for the kids to do, as well as just every age.
And organizers say the two-day event also is a big game changer for local businesses and brings in a good amount of profit for them every year. Dances that keep the culture alive. That was a theme of Sunnyside High School today for the Piña Flora Pineapple Flower in English. Over 400 performers from over 20 groups showcase their talents in the three-day dancing event. The Flor de Piña is a traditional dance. Now, organizers want both performers and guests to not only enjoy the dances, but to pass them down to the next generation. They say these events are crucial to keeping culture and tradition alive.
Some kids, they've never been in Mexico, but Mexico is born in their hearts. And they yell and they scream and they share with the joy, and you can see in their eyes, they're like so happy to do what they do. So I think that's a beautiful, beautiful, after the COVID, we need this.
The event had an amazing turnout. As a surprise for the family and friends in attendance, performers gave one final dance that they learned as a special performance. Tickets were $20 for general seating. And that does it for us here at Ksee 24 News. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.
Ashley's anniversary mattress sale is going on now. Celebrate decades of restful nights with incredible value on Ashley Sleep mattresses. And for a limited time, receive a free adjustable base upgrade with the purchase of an Ashley Sleep Align mattress set, only at Ashley.
Mike Osborne with OsborneHomes.com, and I want to buy your house. I'll make you an as-is cash offer on your house within 24 hours. Whether it's a total fixer-upper or in perfect condition, OsborneHomes.com is the easiest way to sell your house. When you sell your house to OsborneHomes.com, there's no fees, no commissions, no banks, and no repairs. Just go to OsborneHomes.com for a free, no obligation cash offer 24 hours a day. That's OsborneHomes.com.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Non-drowsy Claritin knocks out symptoms from over 200 allergens without knocking you out. Feel the clarity and make today the most wonderful time of the year. Live Claritin Clear.
Whoa. How do they get these things to smell so good? Must be magic. Hefty Ultra Strong with Fabuloso scent.
This year at Ashley's anniversary sale, we were able to secure a more affordable price on the same great quality as before, and we're passing those savings on to you. And bonus savings on outdoor furniture. Plus, we're offering 5 years special financing, only at Ashley.
Now yourcentralvalley.com pros who know.
Increase the efficiency of your home's closets. We specialize in both walk-in and reach-in designs that fit your budget and style. Call now for a free in-home consultation.
For more expert advice, go to yourcentralvalley.com/pros who know.
The following paid commercial program does not reflect the opinions and views of Nexstar Broadcasting Incorporated, this station, or their employees and affiliates.
The following is a paid presentation for the Good Feet store, improving the quality of people's lives 2 feet at a time. Do you suffer from foot pain?